Today, as you requested, we're going to review the Steelcase Gesture. We will first review the controls that are provided on the chair, then how to sit on it, and then some pros and cons. Welcome, I'm Olivier Girard, ergonomist, posture therapist, author of the posture manual, and creator of 3 online posture programs. On this chair, most of the controls are on the right side. You have here the height adjustment mechanism, here the adjustment of the seat depth. You turn one way to make the seat longer and the other way to make it shorter. And then here you have the tilt mechanism block and there the resistance of the tilt mechanism. 2 more settings, one here to adjust the lumbar support, so you glide it up and down. And then you have these buttons on the armrests that will allow you to move them in basically every direction. And of course, we also have the possibility to adjust the headrest both in this direction and here. So let's see how we will adjust the chair. We will start with adjusting the height. We put the chair too high, you sit deep into the chair and you bring it down until your heels are firmly on the floor. So your hip joint, therefore knee joint, is 90-95 degrees something, and your heels are firmly on the floor. The next step is to play with the same button, but the other adjustment with regard to the seat depth. Look, what is the impact of the seat depth? If the seat is too deep, well, you will feel pressure here at the back of the knee. And maybe, although on this model it's not that much of a problem, you will be disturbed by the gap which is here between the seat pan and the backrest. Again, on this chair model, that shouldn't be a massive issue, because if you look at the point of the backrest, which is the most forward, it still falls on the seat pan. To adjust the seat pan depth, my advice is you first bring it to the minimum depth and then you sit deep into the chair. All right? And from here, you have to assess how much pressure you have from the backrest on the pelvis. But to do this properly, we will have an intermediate step, which is to adjust the height of the lumbar support. Your goal is to feel the pressure here where you have the 2 bony protrusions, which is right at belt level. Okay? So once I have adjusted the height of the lumbar support, my pelvis is well supported, and if there's too much space here, typically more than 1 fist or largely more than 1 fist, well, of course I can try to shift the seat forward a little, but then I should make sure that I sit deep into the chair again. And the pressure that I feel here shouldn't have gone down, because this pressure is proportional to how much the chair carries my weight. If there's less pressure, well, somehow the chair will carry me less, i.e. there will be more weight remaining on my own tissues, and that's not something I want. We finish the static adjustments and then we discuss about the dynamic adjustments. So for the static adjustments, you see, when my shoulders are relaxed, my elbows are here, and I'd like the armrest to be right under the elbows so that they're not disturbing me when I work, but they're right there when I need to rest. So I will press on the tab and try to bring the armrest down. And you see here is maybe a little too low, but here the armrest is right here when I need it, and if I just want to work, it doesn't disturb me. So this is the right adjustment. And then you try to do the same adjustment with the other one. Well, as it's really some very mobile adjustment, it's very difficult to make sure that it's exactly the same, but don't be maniac, you know, it's okay if it's more or less the same, if it feels more or less the same, it's okay, that will not make you sick. How do we adjust the headrest? Well, the headrest should not be in our way when we work, but it should support your head right exactly here when you lean backwards. So you see, the headrest is not in my way, and it takes my head as soon as I want to daydream. This type of adjustment, front, back and angle, may be a problem for you ladies if you have your hair attached at the back. Yeah, sometimes I can understand that you will actually prefer to get rid of the headrest so that you can fit your hair. Now let's talk about the dynamic adjustments. You see that here I could ask the chair to either not be flexible or allow it to go backwards. But one way or the other, when I sit, the chair is built in such a way that it is stable. In other words, it's built to carry your weight whether locked or unlocked. So on a chair like this, you can choose one way or the other. My advice would be the following. My advice is, if you sit like me, with your pelvis deep into the chair and free space behind your shoulders, do whatever you want. You can keep it, for example, unlocked, and then when you take a break, the chair goes with you. But if now you have the bad habit of sticking your shoulder blades on the backrest, well, the chair may bring you further away from your desk, and in this case, it would be better for you to keep it locked, yeah, so that the chair doesn't, well, increase the movement away from your desk and keyboard, which would be forceful in your neck. Now, what's my expert opinion on this chair? Honestly, it's very positive in the sense that the chair is super simple to adjust. It is tolerant to not being well adjusted as far as this mechanism is concerned, you know, whether it tilts or whether it doesn't tilt. When you work, the chair will be here to support you, and I feel super comfortable both on the seat pan and on the backrest. I must say that when I saw this backrest mechanism at first, I was, not so impressed, because this is typically the type of mechanism which you adjust without feeling anything. On this chair, you do feel the difference between this position and that position, clearly. So, you know, all in all, it's a really great alternative for a chair for you. Now, if you buy this chair for population, there are a number of things that you need to be aware. Number one, most chairs nowadays tend to be too deep, and ladies will have problems reaching the backrest. You see, I am more or less 50% of the people, and on this chair, I have a fist behind the fold of the knees. So people who are shorter than me will still be able to sit here without being disturbed by the front edge of the seat pan. You see that you could also have legs that are slightly shorter than mine. It's not a chair for extremely small people probably, but you know, I'm 173. If you're 160 plus, probably you will not have any problem on this chair. If you're smaller than 160 something, well, maybe you will have problems either bringing the chair low enough or making it short enough. If you buy it for many of your colleagues, you know, the simplicity to adjust the chair is a great advantage, because we know that people tend to not adjust their chair. So here they have the easiest adjustments to find, and for the rest, well, the chair does it for itself. So, you know, this is a really good alternative if you want to provide a chair, say, for example, in a flex office where people come to work in the morning and they will get the chair that they find, and you know that they won't adjust it. Well, with that type of chair, you're sure that you will not create a lot of damage, even if people don't adjust their chair. So conclusion, is this a good chair? It's a great chair. It's definitely a great chair. I would love the armrest, the headrest to be a bit more adjustable, i.e. to go front and back, but unless you have your hair attached here at the back, you will not be disturbed by this. So, you know, very positive impression from this chair. It's definitely something that you can shortlist if you're looking for your new chair.